Good morning. This is Mr. Hen. Welcome to my monotone. Do not adjust your speakers. This is the way I normally talk. Today we'll be covering argument structure. Newsflash, kids. College and/or professional level essays are not always written according to a strict structural formula. Nevertheless, they do have structure. Are all essays written in 5 paragraphs? You were probably taught the 5-paragraph essay model at some point in high school as a means of explaining structure. It's a good starting point. On this essay, however, it will be possible to move beyond that. Look at student A's essay. You should have a handout from your teacher. Student A's essay on the dangers of tanning is a 5-paragraph essay that still avoids formulaic mechanical structure. The first sentence of each paragraph shows us the progression of the argument. Teachers pause the video and have students read through the first sentence of each paragraph in Student A's essay. This is a picture of Student A's essay if you don't have the handout from class handy. This is page 1. This is page 2. And this is page 3, looking a little blurry. Sorry about that. The first paragraph of Student A's essay starts with a specific topic that it further narrows into the topic of tanning. The second paragraph appeals to logos with information about cosmetic danger. The third paragraph appeals to logos and ethos by outlining the potential for cancer caused by tanning. The fourth paragraph combats some common misconceptions about the reasons for tanning. The last paragraph appeals to pathos, suggesting skin cancer affects a whole family, and concludes the argument. When we talk about appealing to logos, we're talking about appealing to reason, appeals to intellectual concerns. When we talk about appealing to ethos, we're talking about establishing the writer's credibility, or you could say appealing to ethical concerns. And when we talk about appealing to pathos, those are often done with personal stories, but essentially it's an emotional appeal. It's an appeal to the emotions. While student A certainly drew from the 5-paragraph model to write her essay, the end result is not clumsy, awkward, or forced. Each paragraph builds upon the paragraph that came before. There is a step-by-step progress to the argument. The structure of ideas makes sense. Let's look at another student argumentative essay. Student B's essay, which argues that books are better than e-readers, can be evaluated in much the same way. Reading the first sentence of each paragraph again gives us a sense of the structure of the argument. Teachers again pause and have students read through just the first sentence of student B's essay. And again, if you don't have that handout from class handy, this is the first page of student B's essay. This is the second page of student B's essay. And this is the third page of student B's essay. The first paragraph introduces the debate student B will address. The second paragraph uses concrete detail about books to appeal to pathos. Again, it's an emotional appeal. The third paragraph appeals to logos, suggesting books are more valuable as artifacts. Again, that's an appeal to reason and the intellect. The fourth paragraph appeals to ethos by suggesting ways in which production of ebooks harm the environment. Let's continue and look at the rest. The fifth paragraph again appeals to pathos, suggesting that readers are emotionally attached to books rather than e-readers. And the final paragraph concludes the essay without resorting to rote repetition of previously stated ideas. Final thoughts on student B's essay. Even as she appeals to pathos more than once, student B's essay follows a logical structure. She doesn't rely wholly on pathos. She appeals to logos and ethos as well. She doesn't go on unnecessarily, but she still elaborates. That clarity and concision are helpful to the development of her argument. A professional example. This short essay by Benjamin Anastas shows us a more sophisticated example of argument structure. Teachers, please pause the video. Make sure your students have a copy of Anastas's article on Ralph Waldo Emerson and America. Again, here's the way this example organizes his paper. He introduces the topic of Emerson's self-reliance by sharing his first introduction to self-reliance from a school teacher he calls Mr. Sideways. He follows by connecting the teacher's indiscretion to Emerson's essay. That's again an appeal to pathos because he doesn't like the teacher, and he's trying to connect the teacher at least a little bit to the fact that he doesn't like what Emerson has to say. He follows that by connecting Emerson's essay to problems in a variety of areas of American culture. He presents the story of Emerson as told in the textbook from the class he started the essay talking about. In doing so, he discusses positives and negatives associated with the Emersonian concept of getting in touch with the God within. So here we see the author talking about the other point of view. He continues to attack the radical self-centeredness of Emersonian thinking, and then finally, in the 4-paragraph conclusion, he connects Emerson to a famous Apple commercial suggesting that the worship of self that so abounds in American society has its origin in Emerson. Anastas's argument includes many features of professional-level writing. Structurally, he follows, even more so than our student examples, the flow of his own ideas to a satisfying conclusion. How many paragraphs he uses, whether 5 or 6 or 2 or 8, doesn't have much to do with the effectiveness of his argument. Now, your mission, which you have to accept, because this is not Mission Impossible. This is English 12 CP, and this message will not self-destruct in 10 seconds. Yeah. In small groups, read the essay examples provided by your teacher. Write an outline of the structure of the essay that describes what the author is doing in each paragraph or section of the essay, much like you saw in this video, and make reference to the times the author uses any of the 3 appeals. Well, that's all, folks. Have a nice day.